gonna come.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. I'm going to get off the boat and say this exactly. This is a first Sunday stream we've ever had. Happy to be here. I think after the aftermath that happened yesterday where Donald Trump's almost was assassinated, a thing that Republicans and conservatives are waking up to is another red pill moment. They're confused. They thought that you could just have debates like normal human beings and have a difference of opinion, but it turns out the left hates that. It turns out the left thinks that Donald Trump is an actual insurrectionist and is going to implement Nazism 2.0. This is a real thing. If you would have seen the rhetoric and the things that were coming out of people's mouths, the things that were going on in the Twitter sphere and comments everywhere, if you were to look at how the media responded to that insane incident yesterday that I actually watched live, I was watching it live and I thought this is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought I literally watched him die. Because our rhetoric and the things that are going on in this country is insane. And how people are viewing each side of the aisle is also insane. I'm going to try to come at this with a very calm and cool mind and try to see the both sides. We have two sides right now. I've been doing a lot of research today. I've been listening. I was listening to a Destiny debate. If those of you don't know, he's a very popular left-wing influencer. He claims to be more moderate, liberal, whatever. I don't care. And not after all his tweets today, the last few days. I've been listening to that. And they are doubling down on this philosophy that they're laughing at the fact that somebody in the crowd died that day because they were in the crowd supporting an actual insurrectionist, an actual terrorist, somebody that shouldn't be running for president. They are actually clapping it and laughing about it. This isn't like, the Republicans and conservatives that are calling for a cooling of rhetoric and the media to calm down don't actually know what time it is. Don't actually know how insane some of these people on the left have become. They actually think Donald Trump started and attempted an insurrection. And I'm not getting into that debate of whether it happened or not. I'm not going to get into that debate. I'm not a lawyer. That's like lawyer speak. I care more about like the temperament of culture, the temperament of people around me, how people view other people. And we are getting to that point now where no one wants to hear what the other side actually has to say. This idea that you can just have Donald Trump as president and they're just going to be okay with it, I think is not going to be the case. The left is mad. The left is pissed off. You call him Hitler over and over again. You say he's an illegitimate president. He's not real. He's the biggest threat to our democracy. He needs to be stopped at all costs, even though Joe Biden put out a tweet saying that Donald Trump is now in the bullseye. Like, all this kind of rhetoric is not going to stop due to this event. That's what Republicans and conservatives are thinking now. They think that because this insane event happened, now everyone's going to calm down. Everyone's going to all of a sudden wake up and have a moral conscience and go, you know what? Maybe we need to tone down the rhetoric. Maybe our speech patterns are too aggressive and we're using over-emotional language for no reason other than to gain votes. That's not going to happen. If anything, what happened yesterday was a perfect example of those of us that are paying attention and those of us that are engaging in news knew was going to happen. Yes, Tucker Carlson said it just the other day, talking about how this is going to be an attack on Donald Trump eventually. This is the most obvious point. This isn't like a, wow, I can't believe he took this stance. This isn't like a conspiracy thing. Those of us that are actually reading some of these people in their comments know that this is what a logical person can come to any conclusion of what these modern leftists believe. So listen to this from Tucker, of course, just to be a reminder that people were actually thinking about this. This is not an event that just makes no sense.
They called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice.
on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times, and every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can reach that conclusion.
Because anybody with 2 brain cells knows that that's the conclusion of what has always been happening. You can't call Donald Trump. And I get that there are people on the left that think that calling Donald Trump is actually funny. It's just a joke. It's not a joke. The way these people are doing it, it's not a joke. I have the receipts. We're going to show the receipts. We're also going to watch the over office moment that's going to be epic or something. And Biden's going to cool everyone down. No chance. What's up, Auntie? You're welcome. Who was the 20-year-old talking to online? Could have been groomed. I don't know. I think people, this is what happens when I'm worried about also as well, is that people are going to try to look into stuff too much. They're going to overanalyze the video of what actually happened and forget that people in traumatic events act different ways. Some people flee, some people freak out, some people freeze. Like I just saw one video of a guy who was like, why is this one guy just not moving? It's like, yeah, when traumatic events are happening, you're not, the idea that you're going to be totally logical, even the moment when Donald Trump puts his fist in the air and has that moment, people are like, I can't believe he had the gall to have that. I'm not going to just say that that's exactly what he was thinking. He could have been freaking out. You don't know that. We're just assuming at this point. But this meme perfectly encapsulates how I feel about the world right now. Normie starting to realize how bad it's getting. Me knowing it's going to get worse. That's why I feel like this is another red pill moment. That people are finally waking up of how aggressively insane the left is. But here's the kid talking about, so this kid that I'm about to show this video of a reporter interviewing a guy that was actually went to school with the shooter, went to school with the actual kid. And I think this is a perfect example of the intentions of this kid. I don't want to put too much into one kid getting radicalized or some kind of insane leftist or he's a registered Republican. I don't care. Like, you're insane. If you're willing to do what he did, you're crazy. Okay, and here we go with, this is his breakdown.
He was bullied almost every day.
In what way? Can you explain?
I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays, so they're gonna see someone like that, and they're gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever, so it's the best way I can describe it.
So he described him as an outcast who was bullied every single day. And not saying that just because you're bullied, that means you're going to automatically become some psychopath. But it definitely can encourage it and light some fire. Especially when you see tweets like this from Joe Biden. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. A genuine threat. He's a genuine threat. It's just campaign speech. We're just joking around here. We're just, we're just campaign rhetoric. Things get heated up. No harm intentions though, right? He's a threat to our freedom. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat to everything America stands for. Everything. What do you do with those kind of threats? You got to get rid of them, right? I mean, that's the only logical conclusion. That's what I'm saying. Again, Republicans that are saying, we need to calm down the speech. We need to make sure everyone is just becoming kumbaya. These leftists are incredibly violent and weak-minded that can't cope with the idea of Donald Trump even possibly becoming president. Can you imagine if Donald Trump actually wins? If Donald Trump wins, what are these leftists going to do? They're insane. They actually think that he started an insurrection and that he's actually Hitler in disguise. What would a psychopathic kid who's been listening to these idiots push this rhetoric. They think, I gotta save democracy. I'm gonna become a hero. And especially with a lot of these kids these days that have no meaning in life. They don't know what life's about. I think the only purpose in life is destruction and death. Here's another example. Okay, I have a lot of receipts to go to, and we will be tuning into the Joe Biden Oval Office moment. Look at this. This is from the New York City Mayor, Eric Adams, a top official. Too bad he missed. And I saw that all day long, reading comments. Too bad he missed. Too bad he just barely skirted by. Too bad he just missed the mark. Too bad. You heard that over and over and over again. I can't believe he missed. Maybe he needs to go get some more lessons, or you saw that over and over again. And here's one of the least favorite leftist commentator. He's the most disingenuous person. His name is Hassan. I think it's awesome that Republicans who regularly talk about putting entire segments of the population in concentration camps, nobody's talking about that, but okay, are doing words are violence rhetoric. There's indifference in intentions, isn't there? If you're making a silly Hitler-Trump joke, or Trump is orange man bad, or are you saying that Donald Trump is an actual threat to democracy? I think there's an incredibly wide difference. Words are violence rhetoric at the Democrats for saying stuff like orange mango Hitler. That's not what they're saying. They're literally calling him Hitler. I mean, I have it right here. Opinion. Yes, it's okay to compare Trump to Hitler. Don't let me stop you. We gotta save our democracy. It's just a joke. Orange man Hitler. We're comparing him? Okay, and here's a perfect example of an insane leftist as well. We're just going down we're doing the receipts. We're going down the thing. I don't go live on Sunday. This is exciting. I'm excited and also nervous about the future of our country. I think people aren't really waking up to that. They think there's just going to be another election. Things are just going to be okay. And then they had this wake up call of like, oh crap. You mean to tell me that people on the left are actually violent and insane? Did you not watch The Summer of Love? Did you forget about that? Did you also forget on the right how angry people are? You have two factions. You have the right and the left. And they both see the worlds in completely different ideologies, and they're not going to see each other's side. And the right tries to give the left the benefit of the doubt and see their side, but they don't care to see your side. Your shirt is terrorism. Dude, your mom is terrorism. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. Now here is some terrorism.
I just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process.
Right.
You're telling me
that
somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew.
We're not going to use the real word because the real word would get me in trouble. You know what I mean by pew-pew? Dude, I'm so thankful I did not have TikTok in like middle school or high school. There would be so many videos I would regret. Oh, you're saying you don't regret any videos now? Yes. Okay. But here's this leftist just so mad at the fact that somebody missed.
Found out about this shit. It just happened.
Yeah.
I haven't even had a second to process.
Okay, but I'm going to do a video.
Somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew.
Okay.
And he missed. We were a second away. We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed.
These are just jokes. Everyone relax. These are just jokes. Are they though? Are they? Because that's what the left is trying to say. The left is like, these are all just jokies. It's just a fun joke, you know. What are you doing? You guys would be doing the same if it happened to Joe Biden. No, I don't. I would. God. Here's another one. Here we go. Mainstream media. Today's a somber day. No, I'm celebrating today. Grilled hot dogs, anyone? God. Here's another one. Here's somebody from Colorado, Democrat from Colorado. The last thing America needed was sympathy for the devil. But here we are. Just good people. A lot of people are waking up to the idea that these people actually have no sympathy towards the other side of the aisle. They're actual psychopaths. The internet has made us all into psychopaths that don't actually care about other people's feelings. It's wonderful to see. It's a perfect recipe for a national divorce or some kind of civil war that actually happened. It's just great. We're gonna do just fine. Everything's just fine, guys. Guys, this whole thing is just surrounded about rhetoric being over the top. That's all it is. It's not that people are actually insane and ready to do insane acts. It's that it's just about rhetoric. God. I'm only laughing because if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. Okay, here's another one. I don't condone violence. Pause. Okay, just stop there, girl. No thanks. I don't condone violence, but please get you some shooting lessons so you don't miss next time. Oops, that wasn't me talking. Oh, yeah, it was. You wrote it on there. And guess who that was? A staff member from Bernie Thompson, Democrat from Missouri. And here's Joe Biden again. Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. God. Donald Trump is the greatest threat to our democracy. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He is a threat to our free. It's like these right leftists, freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequences. Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. We cannot let him win. I'm in Madison talking to folks, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump poses many threats to our country. Donald Trump's a country. Donald Trump is a threat. We need to put our aim to Donald Trump. There's another insane leftist as we gear up for Joe Biden to come on and bring us all to cooler temperatures. We were 2 inches away from democracy. What is democracy at this point? I just feel like anytime I hear the word democracy, I just think evil dictatorship. We were 2 inches away. These are just jokes, guys. Guys, I thought you guys were about jokes. Are they just jokes, though? Because I think you guys are actually insane and incredibly insane. Oh my God, did you block me? No. I'm literally reading your comments. No. God. Okay. God. And here is Denver's front page. The gunman dies in attack. I just... If you don't hate the press, then you aren't paying attention. Like if you think these people are just being silly or over the top or not the most disingenuous evil corporation known to mankind. Like the corporate press is horrible. Here's the Hill. Could Trump's conviction help with black voters? Yeah, but also, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters? Imagine being racist and then I am diversity, equity, inclusion expert. What is happening with the world? We're done for. And then right after it happened, we have George Stephanopoulos, Mr. Clinton lover himself, talk about it's Donald Trump's fault for the rhetoric, not them.
President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well. Well,
of course, you can barely hear that. God. He goes on to say Donald Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric. Of course. And then she goes on to say, and let's remember January 6th. Okay, I just want you guys to remember that too. Is that like these leftists, these people on the left, they don't actually care about the right. They don't actually they think that if you vote for Donald Trump, you're voting for an insurrectionist, a terrorist, whatever. That you deserve what happened. As in Destiny, who says, a person in a crowd cheering for and supporting a traitor to this country caught astray. I'm so sad. Please. I mean, and then he went on to Twitter Spaces and then double down on this idea. Like, the amount of encouragement that comes from psychopathic behavior on the internet is actually like, it just depresses me. What's up, HVAC? And then here we go with this crazy person praying he gets infected. And then she says, how the do you miss a shot like that? Aim for the middle of the head between, like, it's just like, you know what, the left is going to be all like, oh, just jokes. Just jokes, bro. Just jokes. It's just a joke. You just don't get it. Destiny mail time is coming. What do you mean mail time? And then we have a UCB medical school professor saying this. Damn, so close. Too bad. Damn it, so close. And now he's milking it, being a victim for more votes. Yeah. I guess when you get shot, you can call yourself a victim. That's not a real victim, you're a white man. So even if you get shot at, you're still not a victim in my eyes. You're not a POC. You know? God, these people are the worst. What a glorious day this could have been. You know, don't worry about it. She'll keep her job. She's totally sane. Why is she ginger? God, you're not representing my people very well, and that's offensive. How, you know? I go to work and I put up a MAGA flag and it's like, oh my God, you're fired. You're bringing in that kind of hate speech into this workplace? That is insane. But then this woman can go on and say, damn it, so close, too bad. And they're like, you know what? We're celebrating people's different opinions here. This is different. This is totally different. This is a different opinion because Donald Trump is an actual insurrectionist. Here we have another leftist. It's just, again, and I don't want you to think that, wow, I'm pulling all the examples, okay? I don't want you to think that I'm pulling all the examples I could find. I'm just pulling a fraction. There were so many examples of insane rhetoric online that I had to limit what I was going to say. And in fact, I had to censor some of my own things that I had to say because some of it was so aggressive and so insane that I don't even want to give it the time of day. Again, I don't want Republicans, this idea, you're going to hear it on the RNC convention all week. I guarantee it. They're going to be talking about how we need to lower the temperament. We got to come together as a country. Yes, that feels good. That's right. But when someone breaks into your house, points a gun to your head, do you say, hey, that rhetoric, the things that you're doing in my home, we need to come together. We need to come together. Are you having a bad day? Maybe you put that tweet out because it's, wait, is he talking right now? I have the White House on.
And most importantly, we're a fellow Americans.
Of course the White House doesn't even.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, let me start this over. Sorry. I wanted to see this. Okay, here's Joe Biden's live. Let's go.
Importantly, we're a fellow Americans. We must stand together.
His own website.
Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke to him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. Mm-hmm. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers.
It is a clown show.
Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations.
I'm sorry,
we
pause.
don't know whether he had help or support.
We don't know the motive? What could it have been? What could it have been, Donald? I mean, Biden, I'm becoming you. What could it have been? Huh?
Support, or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know.
Ooh.
A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing.
100% violent.
We must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh my God, you had to say it. You couldn't let it go, could you, Biden? You had to say it. You had to bring in January 6th drink. You had to say it. You couldn't just let this one ride. This is a campaign year after year. How dare you? How dare I? 100% Jack the Ripper. He had us in the first half. Trump's already golfing. Yeah, I know, guys. All right, I'm going to keep listening to this. Sorry, I have to pause this, and we're going to watch this whole thing because what? This is his moment to cool the spirits. We're going to talk about January 6th. This country was founded on it. He's treason. He is.
A brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Or information and intimidation on election officials.
Wait, okay, so what happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband was a political attack? Is that even did we even get down to the bottom of that? Am I losing my mind on that? I thought it was like maybe some drug, somebody just broke in. It was a political attack.
And intimidation on election officials. Or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor.
That kidnapping plot that you orchestrated with a bunch of mentally incapable human beings and you got the FBI to push the guys to do it? That one? Golly, here we go.
Or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated.
Yeah.
It's time to cool it down. We all have
yeah. That being said, Trump is totally Hitler. God, time to cool it down. Okay, that's really rich. That's rich coming from you, big boy. I mean, we just showed those tweets calling him a threat to democracy, a threat to the soul of this nation. God, it is just... It must be so amazing to be a politician. You just lie, you just spin, you just make up stuff. You can just do whatever you want. There's no consequences to anything that you say or do. You just pardon yourself when you do stupid stuff. It literally must be like you feel like a god. And I feel like these people act that way. They're just like, I can do anything. Demented. Yeah. Those of you who are wondering what's happening, this is Joe Biden. He's live right now addressing the nation from the Oval Office. So we're watching. He's bringing the coolness down. Is Biden going to pledge not to call Trump Hitler? No, yeah, we'll see. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll rewind it again. I just have to pause. I can't allow this to just run.
You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
The stakes in this election are enormously high.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come.
Okay.
I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take.
Are they allowed to have that?
Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy.
Wow.
It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, a God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate.
I believe you're crazy.
Justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face a time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy. Stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law.
Yeah, Wetzel.
To call for action at the ballot box. No violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates, the records, the issues, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box.
At the battle box.
Emotional, damn it.
This guy is incredible. This is becoming a campaign speech from the Oval Office?
Okay, let's go. Okay.
What the frick?
You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people.
I swear, if you start talking about gun control, I'm going to lose it.
Not in the hands of a would-be assassin.
Uh-huh.
You know, the path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully.
Right.
Not through acts of violence. You know, we're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe that with every soul, every power of my being.
I'm going to quote that and put it on a t-shirt. I'm going to believe it in every soul, every... What? I don't even know it.
So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit, to make America, think about it. What's made America so special? Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect.
Right.
And hate must have no safe harbor.
The
Here in
idea.
America, we need to get out of our silos.
Wow.
Where we only listen to those with whom we agree.
Exactly. And that being said, Trump is Hitler. Oh my God, I can't believe this. This is incredible. This is like... This is for only people that have no idea who Joe Biden is or anything he said in the past. He's hoping that people are tuning into this with like a blank slate, that Joe Biden's coming on and he's going to address the nation and it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. It's just like, God, this guy's the worst. You are a part of the problem, bro. But also, people are mad. And you can't just tell people to cool it as you're, trying to lock Donald Trump up. And one side believes it's an insurrection and the guy's actually a terrorist and needs to be put in prison for the rest of his life. And the other side doesn't think that. And so you have these two ideas back and forth. And you can't just say, everyone just cool off. Everyone just forget about it. You remember all the negative stuff I said about Donald Trump? Just forget it. Let's be cool. Let's be calm. Let's be collected. But January 6th was an insurrection, and Donald Trump is literally going to be a threat to democracy. That being said, I'm waiting for that to come out. Why do I have this PDF on tonight? I don't know. Just got the clinician. Is that an air vent on his chin mask? I think it is right here. Little air vent. Just don't you just want to put your finger in here and just go? Which Joe Biden is this? Earlobes attached or earlobes together? You put in the chat. Let me know. Let's continue to listen to this hateful rhetoric.
Where misinformation is rampant. Where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Right.
It's not that the people in the country are fanning the flames. It's foreign actors. It's Russia or China. I don't know. We're just going to blame an entire country rather than, I don't know, our own media. Okay.
Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of goals right now, nothing is more important for us now.
Uh-oh. This
It's
past
standing
bedtime.
together. We can do this.
We can do it.
From the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion.
Wow.
So they created a democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force.
Just turn it on.
That's the American we must be. An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith.
He's reading a teleprompter. But I know. What's up, KB? It's been a minute. Yeah, he's definitely reading a teleprompter, and I love that he's probably reading it for the first time, and he's like, "This is good. this is gonna be fresh. People are gonna be stoked about me on this one." Because yesterday his response was pretty crappy. The idea. Okay, let's go back to his cooling of rhetoric. It's like, yeah, actions speak louder than words, I've once heard in my life. And I don't believe anything you're saying because you have a track record of saying what should be said in order to gain votes.
So they created democracy.
They created democracy.
That gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force.
Brute force.
That's the American we must be.
That's American.
An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where the rule of law is respected.
Respected.
An American democracy where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities.
Right, like Joe Biden. That being said, I'm not bowing out Democrats. I'm running. Shut the up. I'm running. You can't make me stop. Decency's on the ballot, guys. This is literally hilarious. Again, to the normies out there that think that he's being genuine, welcome. Come in. Come a little closer. Joe Biden is one of the greatest liars of all time. He can literally lie in any situation, even at his old age, and he's declining. I mean, he literally argued with Trump about his golf score. You can't even let that go. You know what I mean? A guy that posts himself going golfing every day, you're going to argue with him about golfing? Probably bow that one out. But no, he's got to double down. Let's keep going.
We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren.
Wow.
Look,
let's
never lose sight of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember we are the United States of America,
for God's sake.
There's nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
That was it. Oh my God. Even with me stopping and that was literally like 4 minutes long. What was that? And look at this. The White House YouTube just turned it on. I mean, these people that work at the White House are some of the biggest idiots known to mankind. What? I mean, look at this shot. It's terrible. But this is a 2-minute speech. That was it? That was it, big guy? Your opponent just got shot? And your response is that, we need to come together. And remember when our country was founded, it was founded on democracy and stuff and celebrating people's different opinions. We need to cool down the rhetoric and stuff. He doesn't believe. This is the most disingenuous crap I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's bad. That is so bad. And just another reminder that this is like what these people actually think. Okay, I want you to always remember that you're going to hear this all week long. You're going to hear, we need to cool down the rhetoric. Everything needs to calm down a little bit. We're a little over the top. Everything's a little too aggressive. But at the same time, they're going to double down on their rhetoric about trumping Hitler. And then there's going to be all these jokes about, like, you just missed. Oh my God, that's crazy. But at the same time, people like this, Senator McCaskill, says this.
A lot of people have tried to draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference, though, I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that is...
Oh, so Donald Trump is more dangerous than Hitler and Mussolini. Oh, okay, yeah, we need to come together. We need to come together, guys. It's the right's rhetoric. It's not mainstream media. You know, that's MSNBC, of course. You know, the most fair and balanced news station known to mankind. Absolute greatest speech coming from old banana republic, 100%. Biden isn't half the man Trump is. Victim blaming Trump is just more gas. Okay, the idea of calling him more worse than Hitler and Mussolini. This is what happens when you have an entire generation of children and people that don't actually know history well and think that like the worst times or the most insane times are happening right now. Like they have no reference, no context to anything, even in our own government. But again, these people are not going to tone down. They're not going to all of a sudden have a conscience to what they're saying. They actually think Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. They actually believe that Donald Trump is an insurrectionist and that he should be whatever someone that's committed treason happens to them. Like these people hate him so much. That's why you see Destiny and other streamers laughing about people getting shot in the crowd. Like these people have no empathy towards the other side of the aisle. So Republicans and conservatives, you guys got to wake up and realize what time it is. That when you have wolves in your flock, you can't just say, hey, wolves, make sure when you guys are being, angry and showing teeth that you do it more calmly. You relax a little bit.
He has no philosophy he believes in. He is not trying to expand.
K-Bean wants to know who are the Nazis. Anybody that went to January 6th. I don't know. Nazis, it's like racism, where it's like you can just paint everyone as something, so you dismiss everything that they believe in or anything that they think, and you just call them. It's the same thing with like, streamers just will call, MAGA extremists or something. That's just a way of dismissing your ideas. Even if you're wrong, it's okay to be wrong. You have the right to be wrong.
He is not trying to expand the boundaries of the United States of America. He's not trying to overcome a neighboring country like Putin is in Ukraine. He is not going for some grandiose scheme of international dominance.
Right.
All he wants is to look in the mirror and see a guy who's president.
Right, and that makes him worse than Hitler and Mussolini. God, these people are idiots. These people are idiots. Again, Biden doubled down today in his speech saying, we don't know the motive.
Don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI.
I agree with one part, the affiliations part. Sure, I totally agree with that. I'm not going to paint somebody as something based on one shred of evidence or the way somebody looks. A lot of people think I'm a leftist because I have glasses on. They're like, oh my God, you're one of those fucking leftists, bro. Conservatives don't wear glasses. They don't even know how to read. But to say that you don't know the motives of the shooter, you have to be dumb. You have to be insane. And everyone is showing this video, by the way.
My name is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP.
It's pretty crazy. This is a BlackRock video where the shooter appears in it right here. This is a BlackRock video. So anybody that has antennas or loves a good conspiracy, God, that's a rabbit hole to go down. I mean, that is, where is he? He shows up again right there. That's the freaking guy that did it. And he's in a BlackRock video. You do with that information what you will. And don't also forget about this play that was a few years ago that happened in Central Park where they literally performed an assassination on Trump. But it was a Shakespeare play, so it's totally fine. Again, the hateful rhetoric is only coming from the right, according to the media. But this is just art.
It's an actor dressed to look just like President Donald Trump as he's assassinated on stage. Look as his character is stabbed to death. And there's no mistaking the Trump connection. Check out the unbuttoned overcoat and red tie that hangs over his waist. It's a staging of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar that is outraging many. The controversy.
Yeah, outraging many. We just did a play to just like pretend like we're doing evil things to the president that actually evil things happen to. Oops. Everyone's clipping up. Done. I love laughing about something when Biden does something live and then seeing everyone's clips. Joe Biden says battle box.
But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. That's how we do it, at the battle box. Not.
God. I'll see you at the freaking battle box. I'm not afraid to admit it. By the way, I will be going live trying to get as much Republican convention crap show this week. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely horrible, but we'll see. It's going to be the most pandering crap ever. I mean, you can already guess what everyone's going to say. We need to cool the rhetoric. Everyone needs to come together. We're fighting for the soul of this country, blah, 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 blah. Make sure to buy and support my coffee company. Like I just already see it happening, and I will see you guys at the freaking battle box. Everyone's this is the only time I hate X is like when everyone takes the same video and they just like post it. Battle box, battle box, battle box. I'm like, oh. If you ever follow me on Twitter, I will do my best not to just be a poster and just post crap for no reason. Uh-oh. Destiny, this guy, what does everyone think? Does anybody ever watch Destiny's live streams? I watch Destiny occasionally because I like to know what the left or liberals are thinking and how they view life and how they comprehend some of these things going on. This is the funniest rewinding history in my entire life. I've seen you talk about your 13-year-old boy and cry. Oh, okay. Everyone's making fun of Destiny for calling him weak. You know. Oh, how do you get that hat? The black hat? The dark MAGA? Thankful it's not.
Pennsylvania. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here.
Was anybody surprised about the the Joe Biden speech? I mean, that was literally the most boring speech. It didn't cool any rhetoric. It didn't actually calm anyone's down. And also, I want to know, you guys in chat, please write in chat, what is the trajectory of this country? How do we actually cool down as a country? Is the only option national divorce? Is it going to be the Tim Pool Civil War? How do we calm down as a country? Are we ever going to go back to where people could have a difference of opinion? Is an event going to happen that's going to be so catastrophic that everyone realizes that we need to relax? Like, what do you guys think of the chat? How do we come back together? Is it even possible? Are we at the pinnacle point? Are we at the tipping point where coming together is not going to happen? And that the only solution for peace is some kind of national divorce, where it's like people that, I don't know, believe in two sexes and think the gender ideology stuff is some kind of religion crap. Like, we have two different, like, I don't see us like cooling down. And that's what my whole thing was tonight, was not necessarily breaking down everything that happened. There are other people that like to go down that. I just wonder about the temperament of everyone in this country right now. And like what's the path forward, if there is a path forward? Everyone has to stop directly retweeting or replying to Destiny, because I swear most of he's doing is engagement farming. I don't think so. See, Violet, I think that Destiny actually believes this stuff. I just watched his debate with a bunch of other conservatives, which, again, so disappointed in the people that debate Destiny on the conservative end so many times. It like literally makes me depressed sometimes. I'm like, how can you let this guy own you like this? I think he genuinely believes this. And I think Destiny has gotten to a point where his mind just like snapped. And this is a direct reflection of some people on the left of like, they don't want to actually engage in conversation with you unless you admit to things in the beginning of the conversation. Like, you have to establish a foundation with them that you believe exactly the same things they believe before they can even engage in conversation. But if you do that, they already win. So it's just a no-win situation. Destiny does his homework and is wrong about everything that's important. He does a lot of homework. I give him that. I wish I could spend 10 hours reading court case documents like he does. Destiny is a contrarian grifter and just says stuff to get attention. Oh, yeah. Well, anytime you have any kind of good point with Destiny, he always starts calling you a retard and is like getting angry and angrier, and he just like makes fun of you, and then it shuts you down. His ego is shattered for sure. Yeah, that's what happens. You get any man that age, and a lot of men, you go through a midlife crisis, and then you start to grasp for straws for meaning in life. And if their only meaning is something that feels meaningless or feels hopeless, like how he feels about January 6th, your life, you kind of get angry, and you kind of go off the rails. And it will happen to any man, you know, or woman, anybody, midlife crisis, man. If you are in your early 20s and think a midlife crisis isn't going to happen to me, oh, buddy, it's coming. And you're going to question everything. So make sure you have a good foundation, or else you become a psychopathic Twitter troll like him. Okay, wait. See, like, here we go, right here. Here's him reacting to it.
Fuck it. Fuck the dude, the firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%.
See? So, some people need to wake up. I don't know if cooling rhetoric is going to do that, but I think it's going to be a big red pill moment for people that are kind of on the outskirts of things that are happening in the world, or that, and they're just kind of looking in, and they're going to be kind of freaking out. I mean, even my own local newspaper that was posting stuff about Donald Trump being shot, the comments on there were just insane, of everyone saying and just laughing about it, or saying, you missed. And it's like, I get that, like, that's fun. Like, if you're trying to be funny, that's extreme, and comedy's in the extremes. I get that. But I don't think you're actually trying to be funny, because I think you actually believe it. Do you think it's a Freudian mistake, Battlebox? Yeah, I do. I don't know what it is. I think you're just watching an old man kind of slowly lose it. I think he wishes he was on Freud's couch right now, getting a little psychotherapy. Tell me how you really feel, Joe Biden. Is Donald Trump really the worst? Ban dual citizenship in government and enact term limits. I wish. I don't think term limits will ever be a thing. I think there's a decent argument against term limits, but there's also a decent argument for it. And it's one of those catch-22s. It's like, I think putting politicians on minimum wage and not allowing them to actually collect donations or these mega donors, I think things would change overnight. And then they would actually be servants. Because right now they're not. Okay, here's another leftist, this crazy leftist.
So close. I'm not gonna expand on what I'm about to say because it'll probably get taken down, but like, A for effort, man. Good for trying. He tried. There was an attempt made.
So funny. That's so edgy. God, these people are psychopaths. Okay. I don't know where we go from here. I just know that it's not going to be cooled down overnight. And I think that's what a lot of Republicans are going to be pushing all week long. If you watch Fox News, you're going to hear that all week long. All you're going to hear about is how everyone needs to cool down. And the rhetoric needs to calm down. And it's just like the same people that were telling you. It's the same people that were like talking about the protests and calling them protests and not riots during the whole summer of love. The same people are going to try to tell you that we need to calm down. But it's like the violence and the violent rhetoric that come out of leftists. I mean, remember like Hassan, that leftist streamer, like did that, retweeted or tweeted that picture of that gun with another politician and no one did anything about it? Like, it's just, it's very clear the intentions of people in our government and what side they're on, and not like this non-biased opinion. The left is objectively incorrect. Yeah, I like that. I don't accept their premise, and therefore whatever that comes out of their mouth is stupid. The left always calls for calm after they pull their antics. 100%. And they're gonna make it out to be like, they're gonna say, this guy is just some kind of a fringe extremist, which is probably true. But how many of those are there? How many? And then like the amount of people that felt free enough to comment about how they can, like, he missed and all that kind of stuff, and like it could have been a good day, and we almost had democracy. The amount of people that felt free enough to write that, it shows you the temperament of this country. It doesn't show you that people are just going to come together, or these people just need to grow up. Outlaw Congress gives self-salary raises. Oh, I wish. God, that is one of the biggest gimmicks of all time. Them voting on their raising of salaries as they rake it in on the stock markets. Like, they're making millions from stock markets and special interest groups, but then they're like, guys, we need another $20,000 a year to keep up with inflation that we're creating. God. We just need to, oh, look at this. Nikki Haley. Oh, ABC wants Nikki Haley so bad. We could have had her. Think about that. We could have came together with Nikki Haley. Things could have been better. Where do we go from here, folks? All I know is I'm going to keep doing this show. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to laugh at the insanity of the world, the fringe in chaos of the world. But I wanted to bring this together, and I might actually start doing Sunday streams again. I miss Sunday streams again. Sunday streams are fun. Shout out to another Ginger. It's my sister. Kissing sisters. Okay. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys live for tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out with us. There'll be more. Hopefully, I'll be finding and live streaming some of the RNC events if the speakers are worth actually listening to. I don't actually want to listen to every speaker known to mankind, unless it's Amber Rose. Easily the best orator of our day. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Drop a like on this video if you don't mind, or drop a comment. It helps the algorithms out. I'd greatly appreciate it. Love every single one of you guys. I love doing the show. Thank you guys in the chat for chatting with me. It means a lot to me. I love interacting.